Should come on for that, leaps and bounds, as should yellow and black. And there he is. There is Buffering leaving the yard now with Brown on board. 1,000 metres the trip for Buffering. We know he's a good 1,000-metre horse. This is him last time out of the Gold Coast. This was 1,300 metres the trip on this occasion. Just too good for Mr. Boozer, but should have been as well. A different kettle of fish tonight, but dropping back in trip. This is Buffering at the Gold Coast.
Here by a length from Mr. Boozen, 2.5 lengths away. Third is Any More. Choose a Saga on the centre, and then Steel Zip on the outside, who's been 3, 1 length and a half to Rising Luck, and then Siegfried, Duchess, Molly, Spur, Lejeune, Abu, Ben Adam, and Saga of the Storm is back. Third last, the final two, Mr. Jet Set and Daosaichi. Buffering narrowly, he led by a neck from Steel Zip, who's been wide. Mr. Boozen the centre, Any More the next one, and Siegfried on the outside, but he got away Buffering. He led by a length and a half to Mr. Booze. Steel Zip on the outside and Siegfried the next one. Buffering the leader. Mr. Bird's about a length and a half away. Steel Zip on the outside, but Buffering, he's going well with 100 metres left to go. He's holding them. The pride of Queensland. He's our champ. Buffering, he goes all the way, wins it by 2 lengths to Mr. Booze. Photo third, Spur Lejeune, Steel Zip, followed by Saga of the Storm, and then Duchess, Molly, Any More.
That was his warm-up at the Gold Coast, and he did it in good style, 1,300 metres. I just wonder whether, there's obviously the 2 sprints here, one on the turf, one on the dirt, whether there'd been a 1,200-metre sprint on the turf, whether they'd have gone for that instead of 1,000 metres. He's probably pretty effective at both trips, and he's had many great duels with some great horses, including the mighty Black Caviar as well. But Buffering, $5 second favourite fixed odds, is the tote favourite as we expected, making his way down to the start, and Ollie now catching up with the trainer, of course, Rob Heathcote.
Well, there are a lot of Australians in the paddock here, and they're part of Team Buffering. I've managed to find the trainer, Robert Heathcote, and Robert, it must be, I mean, you've travelled the world in your racing career, but to be here with this group of people must be a great thrill.
Unbelievable, and it's a dream come true. Just to be here with the old fella, he's 8 years old. To be here on the world's biggest stage is really quite exciting.
Well, he's thriving, isn't he? Because he comes into this race with really good form to his name, notably the Magic Million.
He does, but look, let's not kid ourselves. I mean, you could pick 6 or 7 horses in this race to win it, and you'd be wrong. But look, on his best form, if he fronts with his A game, he's come a long way. He's come all the way from Australia, 23-hour journey. He's done well. We're confident.
I don't know whether we can get a shot of the team that are with him, but we can spot them out because they've got the Australian sun hats on.
Yeah, he's a pseudo Aussie. He's from Canada.
Oh, really? Not even a real Aussie. But part of Team Aussie here. What can we realistically expect to see from Buffering here today?
Look, he's going to jump and he's going to run. He'll go out hard, but there's 6 or 7 others will do the same. Buffering's not necessarily the fastest horse I have, but he's the toughest horse I have. And those quick horses, they'll look over their shoulder and they'll see Buff eyeballing them.
And how special would it be for him to run well here in Meydan?
It'll be the pinnacle of my career. This is very, very special.
Best of them do, though. We have 13 of them going to post, with Buffering literally flying the flag here for Australia. But Erdajal is going to be our favourite. I think in probably the most competitive race of the night outside of the World Cup itself. We've got the Golden Shaheen coming up next, and they've got a jet in that as well in the form of XY Jet that everyone expects to go out and be very hard to pass there. The turf looks to be at the mercy of Trist. The Shima Classic with a 3-horse race there, and the Dubai World Cup might be a little bit more open, but this probably is the most competitive race of the night, and Buffering in there as well.
Is about to walk up into the gate, and the line may be just about set. They're ready. Gates fly, they're racing in the Alquoz Sprint, and Peniophobia and Jungle Cat came out very quickly. Not Listen to Me began well. Buffering fast away, Erdajal and Belcanto behind the pace. Followed by Gold Ream, Soul Power, Lady Shipman. Fit Yarn angling to the outside with Sir Maximilian, and Muther is last of all as they charge down the straight and split into 2 groups. Far side, Not Listening to Me, Jungle Cat, Belcanto, Nadir behind them. Now they merge. Erdajal in the centre, going after Penophobia. Buffering amongst the leading group, clear of Muthmur, and then Lady Shipman with 300 metres left to go. Peniophobia and Buffering, tackled by Erdajal on the far side. Buffering on the grandstand side. Penophobia and Erdajal. Buffering in front, 100 metres left to go from Penophobia. Erdajal's lunging at the end. Buffering in front. Life is great in the Sunshine State, and those Queenslanders are celebrating. Buffering beat Erdogel and Petaphobia. Jungle Cat, Muthur, Lady Shipman, Fit Yarn. Soul Power was next, followed by Gold Ream, Belcanto and Sir Maximilian, and Nadir were the last pair. Buffering, number 9, ridden by Damien Brown. Number 9, Buffering, ridden by Damien Brown, has won the Alquoz Sprint. 56.34. 56.34 is a 10th outside of the record. Wait for the judge to make it official. Erdogel and Petaphobia were battling it out with him. As we wait for the numbers to go onto the board. Number 9, Buffering. Damien Brown is first. 6, Erdogel, Paul Hannigan second. Number 5, Petaphobia, ridden by Joe Marrera, has run third. Jungle Cat fourth. Muthur ran 5th, and Fit Yarn was 6th. 9, 6, 5, 2, 10 and 11 after the Alquoz Sprint.
What a win. Huge efforts from Buffering. And look at this fantastic super slow-mo. Erdogel came there every chance on the outside, laid it down to him, but, well, Robert Heathcote, we heard from before the race, there's none tougher in the race, and that's how it proved. They went pretty quick, but Buffering was the strongest at the line and takes out the Alquoz Sprint, emulates Hortensia, who did this back in 2012 with Craig Williams on board, of course, for Paul Massara. But this time it's Damien Brown, Rob Heathcote and Buffering who take out the Alquoz. $1 million, $600,000 to the winner. It looks like, thankfully, we're going to get an interview here and hear from Damien as well. So we head back to the track. Here's Zoe.
Damien, mark one up for Australia. It took this horse 19 starts to break through in Grade 1 company. Take me through his run.
Oh, look, we had a beautiful run throughout. He began well. Just towed me into the race coming across the junction. From then on, I knew at about 300 he's going to give a good kick, and he's able to hold them off, and we're just so proud of him.
What does this mean for you and your boss and the Aussies to win on the world's biggest stage this evening?
Oh, look, obviously we're proud to be here representing Australia, and this old horse has been such a champion horse for us all, and to come over here and just get the money, you know, it means a lot to us.
He's now 9 years old. What has made him so good at 9?
Look, he was racing against champions early on. Black Caviar kept beating him. When she retired, he sort of got his time in the sun, and he just hasn't looked back, and he's just a horse that thrives in work and loves racing. And he's just a gem to have anything to do with.
Is it possible we see a good few seasons with him?
Oh, I don't know. It's, you know, every season's as it comes when they get to this age, but we'll just soak up the moment, and we're just so proud of him.
Congratulations.
Just want to make a cheerio back home to all the boys there at KGCA.
Well done.
Thank you.
Fantastic stuff. Buffering. Can you believe it's just won the Alquoz? And I think we got some shots of there on the winner. Should we get Robert Heathcote in there somewhere? Can't see him, but they're the happy connections that Ollie was making reference to before the race as well. And fairy tale stuff at the age of 8. That's just incredible. Thinking back to Hortensia, it was near darkness when she won her race, I'm sure, but they've changed the races around. It's still light, and well, they'll make themselves heard. The Buffering cheer squad there as he makes his way back to the winners' enclosures. I said before the race, the price on the tote was lower than what it should be, but he's won anyway. $4.30 New South Wales, $3.80 on Super Tab. He was odds on at one point on UBet, but has returned $4.60. Erdogel, our favourite, run second, $1.90. Peniophobia, well, placed again, finishing in third at $2.40, but not surprising. Roll the dice, get out there and have a go, and Damien Brown will be soaking this one up and enjoying it, and Buffering should as well. I don't know what the plans are past past this, and I imagine they'll want to sleep with it and sleep on it even, and just enjoy the moment for now. But they're already on their travels. Why not keep going as well? But we'll just stay with him. We'll have a look at the replay in a second or so. We'll just stay with him and just back into the winner's enclosure as well. I don't know if we can get any of the atmosphere as they make their way back in with a couple of high fives as well. And not surprising, I think Brown's going to wipe the smile off his face for a long time to come. Ollie caught up with Heathcote before the race, and I'm sure we'll get a winning interview as well as he comes back in. No Australian flag though. Someone's got to have one there surely, haven't they? Throw one out for Brown to make his way back into the winner's enclosure. But fantastic effort from everyone. The 23 hours then to a lot of horses have travelled. Don't get me wrong, the horses from Hong Kong, the horses from the UK as well. Everyone has to do it, and we just had a revision to his prize money as well. It's down from 8.2 down to 7.2. You'd still take it, wouldn't you? Thank you, John, for putting me straight. But yeah, over $7 million. That's pretty good, whichever way you look at it. And here we go as he comes back in. Lots of high fives and cheering as well. No betting there on course, naturally, in Dubai, but that's not going to dampen things, I'm sure. And Buffering taking it all in his stride, as you'd expect. Be a huge crowd there, but he's hardly turned a hair. Looks like he'd go round again. But as he heads back in, we'll just try and hopefully get a big cheer as he makes his way back into the winner's enclosure. It all turned out, it was pretty easy in the end. No, it's easy, I suppose, but just jumped out, sat on the speeds, and when it got to the business end, he was the toughest one. Let's enjoy this one then as Damien Brown and Buffering make their way into the winner's enclosure.